got to be the fire smoke in here. It's that Oregon pack that's coming in from all the fires. And
welcome to another semi-coherent live episode of the RoadFS Detail Bookie podcast.
So yes, good morning. It is another episode of the podcast designed to help you grow and get amazing ideas from amazing people. And I'm super excited today because we have as one of our guests a guy that I've been following. I watch everything he does. He has such a huge impact on the industry as a trainer, as a business owner, as a coach, Mr. Jason Otterness. So how are you today? Welcome to the show.
I'm great. Glad to be on here with you guys.
And then we have the legendary Kirk Evans. You may know him.
Don't know about legendary.
Roundtable. And what it's like, yeah, it's like, hey, this is one of those things isn't quite like the other.
It's me. I don't have any facial hair.
You don't have any beard, man. What's up?
I mostly don't have any hair at all. Man? Yeah, I wore it all off when I was younger. The problem is, here's the thing. I can grow and have grown an extremely good beard.
Yes, he can.
But it's the whitest thing you've ever seen in your life. And so I literally, if I shave, when I have it and I shave it off, people are like, dude, you look 20 years younger. So, yeah. So there you go.
Anyway, well, we're super excited. We wanted to have this special episode because there's an amazing event coming up in August at Jason's shop. Detailers of the Roundtable is hosting a how many day event, Kirk?
We're going a 3-day total. Yeah. So we're going to have how to get to there. We're going to do a one-on-one class on the detailing, how to do your prep, paint correction. We've got a ceramic coating section going in there. We're going to get introduction to PPF. Jason's going to be doing that. He is awesome. He's an awesome coach and teacher. So we're looking forward to that. It's a great opportunity to kind of network around this area. If you haven't visited Jason's facility, it is awesome. He has everything you need there to buy. Car Supplies Warehouse. You can pop on there and get whatever you want anytime. Very good service. So if you hadn't been out there, what a good opportunity. Come check it out.
So let's talk about where it is.
So let me show the flyer real quick. So you want to look for this flyer. It's been shared by a lot of people. 3 days that can change your detailing career. And it has a full pack. And it is in Romeoville, Illinois, where is that, Jason? For those that have no idea.
It is it's East Chicago or West Chicago. It's probably 25 minutes outside of the city of Chicago. So it's in the suburbs, nice place. And probably, 15, 20 minutes from the airport. So easy to get to.
I can tell you that if you've never been to some of the suburbs of Chicago, I had the opportunity to go to Electromotive Diesel, which is GM's factory, which is outside of Chicago as well. And they're actually some of the most beautiful places I've ever been. I was shocked because Chicago has such a bad reputation, but when you get right outside of the city, there's some great places. And the nicest thing about Chicago for me is that it's not Houston and it's not the humidity from hell.
Oh, we still have that.
Well, nothing like Houston and Jacksonville. There's other places to live, folks. You can move out of those places. Let's talk
about the training. In particular, Jason, I'm interested in watching because I've tried PPF. I'm one of those guys that I don't think I have a knack for it. And I don't think I have the patience to really allow myself. So let's talk about your side of the training.
Yeah, one thing you'd need with PPF is patience. So what we're going to do is we're kind of splitting like the film day into two. So we're going to do some window tint and PPF. And what this is meant for, and I think anybody can get some value out of this if you're a shop owner, because I believe detail shops are kind of evolving into this. Like we're doing paint corrections, coating, detailing, but you kind of got to be involved in film and paint protection and window tint, because when somebody buys a new car, that's kind of what they're looking for. It's ceramic coating and PPF kind of go together. And if you're not able to offer that, even if it is subcontracting, you're kind of leaving money on the table. So it's great to have some knowledge about this. And what we're going to do at the class in particular is we're going to get our hands on some film. So we're going to show you some easy stuff to do. So like B-pillars. You know, they, in my opinion, it's a waste of time to polish and put a ceramic coating on there because they're so soft, they're so sensitive. It's probably going to get scratched up within a couple of months. So a faster, easier way to make more money for you is to actually just put PPF on it, and it's going to last a lot longer. It's going to be a better product for the customer, and then you won't have to, polish them out and recoat them every year or whatnot. So we're going to do some small PPF stuff, maybe some door edge guards, maybe some A-pillars, maybe some headlights. I want people to kind of touch and feel the film, and really, I want them either to say, like yourself, maybe you touch it, you feel it, and you're like, it doesn't feel right. This is not for me. Or, hey, this is pretty cool. I'd like to go into it further.
Now, to Jody's credit, he should have started with B-pillars or a flat panel. And I honestly, like, window tint is a really good way to get.
I want to start on that Z.
He started on a kickball. He tried to wrap a
kickball. They gave him a brand new Corvette mirror, and they're like, he's like stretching like he's trying to. I mean, it was a disaster.
Jason, I think that's
the key is getting your hands on something that's achievable, right?
Yeah.
In trainings, the main goal is to get somebody to get them to learn, but give them something that's achievable. You don't, everybody wants to jump in and learn how to do something really complicated, but you got to start with, a flat part of a hood from a junkyard where you're not going to be making a mistake. And so I think that is key. The other thing I will say about PPF is using the knife. Takes a ton of practice to be able to not cut through and to be able to hear the squeak that you need to hear and not push, because it's just like sanding, right? Sanding is a really unique skill that everybody thinks you push down and you go, and you don't do that. You let the sandpaper do the work, and you're just there. You're just following along. You're just watching the sandpaper. And I think that when you're cutting PPF, you're doing the same thing. You're letting the knife do the work, but you have to practice. And so Jody's been helping a young man in the recent weeks that's asking a lot of questions, starting a new detailing business. And we keep telling him, this is what you need to do. Go to a training and learn how to use the tools that you're going to learn. Because back to what you were saying at the beginning, I think that nowadays people are looking for an all-in-one shop. They want you to be, they don't want you to be the detailer or the window tint guy or the wheel guy. They want you to be their automotive consultant, right? Kirk, I got this new car. What do I need to do? And you're just going to help them out, and it's what people want. Years and years ago, this is a hilarious story. Jody and I were in the airport. We walk in, and there's these older two ladies. I mean, super gray hair, looking up at the thing, and they didn't know what to do. And I just walked up, and she's just like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. And I just grabbed her by the arm, and I said, it's going to be okay. We'll get through this. And we sat there and just laughed for a week. And she's like, you need to go with us to the Bahamas, because that's all I needed. I just needed somebody to hold my hand and tell me it was going to be okay.
It's going to be okay.
That's what people want. That's what they want out of you. They want you to hold their hand. It's going to be okay. We know it was an expensive purchase. We're going to help you protect it.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, the cool thing about PPF, Jason, you mentioned about the A-pillars or the door pockets or the edges, the headlights. These are immediate things that are going to be cash add-ons to your service. Even though that you may not be ready to do a whole car, you can cut these out and add value to your detail right then, immediately. So just to come down and practice on that for a while until you're comfortable about expanding, you get an immediate value for going to a class like this. Hands-on, you know how to do that. I can take that ability right back to my shop and add value to my customers, my services.
Yeah, and those little pieces are really, really valuable. Headlights and mirrors, door cups. You can start just adding those. You don't need to go into full PPF on, priceless cars. Start with door cups, B-pillars, mirrors, headlights, things like that have an immediate impact, like you said. And then that gives you the opportunity to learn and grow with that, and then eventually move into the full PPF. The other thing I would tell somebody is, we had somebody ask us about a training and they were really shy. They just kind of hung back. And it was the first training that we did as the detailers at the Roundtable. And the second one we did in Oregon, we had the same kind of a person in there. And Jody and I kind of took this gal under our wings. She still contacts me now because she was so nervous to ask questions
all the time,
because she felt like it was something that was making her look like she didn't know what she was doing, when that's the reality. She didn't know what she was doing. Now she calls and asks really complicated questions that stump me, right? And I'm not, the greatest guy in the world or anything, but I'm like, whoa, I don't know, man. We're going to have to look into that. But that's, mirrors make me question my life choices. Actually, Tate, and riding a motorcycle should make you question your life choices. I've seen
I got
the
a sweet video of him.
So the thing is when you go to a training, ask questions. You're spending the money. You're there to learn. Ask the questions, man. Raise your hand and be like, hey, hey, Jason, when I get up to the edge of a hood and it's a real sharp corner, how do I make that cut without it splitting? Oh, awesome. Great question, Rod. You put a curve in it, and that way the film doesn't split. You wrap it around both sides and there's a curve. Oh, makes total sense now. But you have to ask those questions to get those answers.
Yeah. Yeah. And so much of what we do, I mean, there's so many benefits to training. One, everybody has a different style or different ways of doing things. And I try not to pigeonhole myself into like, hey, this is the only way to do it. There's lots of ways. And I encourage people to go train with different people so they can see how different things are done. Because in this detailing world, there's just so many situational type of things, right? It's not going to be the same pad polish and technique on every single car. There's variables that come in with everything. And so if you can see different things and have different tools within your repertoire to bring out and do these trainings. And another thing is marketing, like just being able to meet friends within the industry, to be able to call them when you're in this situation and be like, hey, Rod, I got this car. I've never done it before. This is I can't do it. Help me.
Yeah.
Meeting other
Help
people.
me, Tom Cruise.
That's right.
And training is, you get to meet these people, and it's kind of a cool experience to kind of be with these people, because I've done trainings, 5, 6, 7 years ago, and I have people that are still talking to each other, still like best friends from that training, and that's a core memory that they have together by going there and doing that training together.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is one of the keys to it, is that a lot of times when you get stuck on anything, I don't care if it's working on a car or your personal finances or your house or dog, it doesn't matter. You get stuck on something and you feel like you're on a little island by yourself. And so having somebody to reach out to in the industry is completely invaluable. You cannot put a price on that. And the one really nice thing about the trainings, and I'm going to be real biased here about the trainings that the Roundtable puts on, is they're all so open. Everybody is so approachable, right? You can go into that training and ask anybody that's putting that on the questions, and they love to give you the answers. That's why they're there, is to help you grow. All of us that are potentially have a little bit of salt in our hair, beard, one of the things that's really nice about getting to be of a certain age is you really want to help other people not struggle the way you did, right? There's no better advice about working with a circular saw than talking to a guy who's missing a finger. He's going to tell you exactly, hey, don't do that, So that's I think really valuable, because we've done it all. We've had all the problems. We've, burnt through paint. We've went through some PPF and cut into a car. We've done all those things. And therefore you can listen to somebody that's at that training and go, okay, how do I do this? And you're going to go, oh, this is how you do it. But be careful when you get under that emblem. You don't want to hit it on an edge, because you'll pull that emblem out and all those kind of things. So Jason, particularly, you've never been on our podcast before. Give us a quick history. How long have you been doing this? And what sort of brain defect got you into detailing?
Brain defect. You're not talking about Kirk. We're talking to our new guest, Jason.
Yeah. I think I've been in this industry for 22 years now. I started mobile detailing. I worked at a car wash, and I was just like the sales representative, just showing them the different packages that I could actually go to. And then I had a manager who was cool, and I started doing detailing for friends and family, and just kind of got hooked. And it was one of those things where like I can make money doing this, and I enjoyed doing that. So yeah, just kind of stuck around the whole time. I enjoyed this. It's funny. I was talking to my manager this morning, and we have a lot going on. So I'm working a lot of hours, and he's like, I just want to make sure you're all right. I'm like, dude, I've been in this industry for a long time, and I've had lots of times where I've worked myself, past where I should be, but I've never felt burnt out. I've never felt like, bad, but just because I enjoy doing this. I enjoy, the work that I do. And I feel lucky to be able to be in an industry where we do get to work on cool cars and meet cool people. And I think it's a unique industry where lots of people have a lot of passion, a lot of business owners, and you get to talk to them, and it just feels satisfying, and I feel lucky to have fallen into an industry that is a passion, because I have a friend. He's a doctor now, but he hates it. He went to school for 13 years, and he's a doctor, and he feels stuck, and he's got bills that he's got to pay, and he's like, I don't like doing what I'm doing, but I feel like I'm stuck. And I'm like, so
yeah. My physical therapist is the same way. He talks to me all the time. He's like, man, you get to go do this. And I see your posts, and you're out there and on this thing, and you guys, and I'm like, yeah, it's totally not like a regular job. I don't have to sit there.
No, we get to do some
really fun and interesting and cool stuff. And I feel very lucky in that. I mean, as somebody that has been in the automotive industry and started out my career doing that, and then I went into corporate and then got out, I am way better of a person outside of the corporate industry.
Yep.
So I don't want to say that I've had somebody by the throat in a corporate hallway, but I've had somebody by the throat in a corporate hallway. Just putting it out there. I've never had anybody by the throat in the detailing industry, believe that or not.
I've heard so many stories of it's the same thing. Corporate guys that have spent years of their lives and built what most people would consider a successful life. They bought a house, got a family, but inside it just wasn't fulfilling for them, and they come in here and they're like, I did that, I done that, I made money, and now I want to do something for me. And I want to detail cars.
There's a lot to be said for that. So Kirk, what else is on the plate for this 3-day event?
Well, we've got the Angel Wax crew coming up there. So we've got Rain Albertsons. He's going to show up. He's a hoot. So if you've never met him, please come meet him. He's a lot of fun. And he loves Chicago. So he can show you. He's probably like a native, he can show you around the best places. And then we've got Rashid Baker that he's representing Flex. So Flex will be coming down. They're in your area. They're just right around the corner. So like the Flex facilities right there. So I think they have a few special things in store there. We've got Mike Rhines from Car Candy. And of course, he's our co-founder with the Roundtable. He's there. So we get the 3 bearded amigos. So if that's worth the price of entry right there.
Right there, yeah. The 3 bearded amigos.
I want to see you do the dance.
Yeah. And then Jody and I are going to be there, and we're going to do some stuff on business. I mean, we're going to do it in the early morning when everybody's still awake. But it's one of those things that, you need to spend some time on the business and not just in the business working, because I was watching a thing, Tony Robbins this morning, and he explained it really well. Like when you first start out in business, you hire the best person yourself. And if you don't make a transition into trusting somebody else and getting people to
more
do
than
it,
you do in different aspects,
then it's a job. It's not a business.
Well, learning to let go of the reins a little bit is the hardest thing to do that I struggled with. And I'm sure a lot of entrepreneurs do the same, because our 100%, that's the best that can be done. And majority of the time, your employees aren't putting out that 100%. So you've got to be satisfactory with where your level is, what you're putting out to the customer, that consistency, letting go of the reins, letting that manager that you hired do the job you hired them for, and enjoy some time with family. Recharge and don't burn yourself out. I learned that lesson the hard way. Hit burnout, just working way too much, double shifts, running multiple shops at once. And that's what I thought I wanted to do until I made it. I was like, wait, I don't have any time for anything else. I don't have time for friends or family or relaxing. And all the money I was making, I was like, I didn't get to enjoy it. I didn't get to put it into my house. I didn't get to make memories. And so that's important. Learning that business part of it, where you need to drop my ego a little bit. Let's get a SOP down. Let's get a structure down so I can train these guys and give them an opportunity to shine and really step up, because unless you give them opportunity, your best guys will never reach their potential. They've got to have, value in it themselves to be proud of the work they're doing. So almost like they're an owner too. And I've had better success raising workers into my facility, managers, and gave them a piece of the pie. I was like, hey, this is your pride, put pride into it. And I rewarded them that way. And that made a better environment. So learning that one trick was the right move.
Yeah, for sure.
So for those of you that haven't seen the flyer, this is the link to register. It is the detailersoftheroundtable.com/Chicago-2026-training. It is the week of August, what?
20th through the 22nd.
20th through the 22nd. I failed to put that on my little thing.
20th to the 22nd in Chicago. And again, like you said, it's, Chicago is a huge airport. It's easy to fly into, and then you're just minutes away.
Unless it's winter.
Unless it's winter, and then it can be really nasty. But, hey.
Thank God it's August. So.
And if you go out there now, there is, again, if you've got that flyer.
Yeah, I'll put the flyer.
The details of the Roundtable literally discounted this training.
Yeah, it's
because
$1,000
we want to get
for
people
3
to go to.
days.
It's $1,000 for 3 days. It's a $500 savings, and you're talking. You're going to have a ton of stuff involved in there. You've got,
and you also got invisible patterns.
Invisible patterns.
Is Russ Urmston coming too?
I think he's still in the States. I need to double check. He might be coming up.
Yeah, he's in the States. So,
okay,
but that is another thing that people could start with, is learn the basics of PPF. Invisible patterns is a way that they're pre-cut for specific motorcycles. And there's really good money in that. Fenders and side bags and gas tanks and things like that are just always scratched up. And there's really good money in that. And you don't have to do as much of the cutting or the quote scary part, because I think that's what it scares. Polishing scares everybody when they first get into detailing. Cutting on paint scares everybody when they get into PPF.
Cutting on PPF still scares me.
It's just
I'm not Paolo where I'll trust him to put it on my arm.
I really wish we'd have videoed that, but Paolo Essentia in Canada and we took a piece of PPF with the backing still on it, got it wet, slapped it on my arm, and he cut it on my arm to show that you don't.
I bet you Jason's that good.
Yeah, it wasn't. I wasn't nervous about it.
Jason's like, no.
There was a backing paper on it. He really would have had to push to go through. So, and I wasn't that really good looking before we started, so I wasn't worried about it. So.
Chicks dig scars, Rod. So
there we go. Yeah,
right.
My wife says that goes only so far. Motorcycles are fun for sure.
Just don't ride them.
Just don't ride them, Tate, because you. So anyway, that's going to be a really good training, and that I think there's such a wealth of knowledge that's going to go into that. I mean, we're talking 3 different skills, right? Polishing, ceramic coating, PPF, and invisible patterns, which is motorcycles, and then you're going to get some business knowledge in there as well, which everybody needs. We all need that. I need it. So I have a question. I think Jason, you use optical as your let's give them a shout out as well, because do you do all your training with optical film and PPF?
I started and own the brand, so yep.
All right, dude. See, I did not know that, dude. All right, let's talk about that. How do you start
mainly optical
an optical PPF film brand?
Yeah, it's my own brand of film. It's manufactured here in the United States. So we started with a film that was from overseas, and really good when it started, but then it started to lose some quality. And so, unfortunately, I had to make the decision to cut ties with them because it's important to have a good quality film that's consistent. And unfortunately, it wasn't consistent, so that hurt. So now we're with a manufacturer here in the U.S. and been with them for the past 2.5 years. And just an amazing film. Just launched window tint about a month and a half ago. Another manufacturer here out of the U.S. So super excited and to show everybody the film. It has my name on it. I enjoy doing things right and having things done right. So part of the brand that I'm trying to build is education with it. Give people more value than just providing them a good film. I want them to feel a part of a network. I want to build a group that can help each other and have that education a part of what it is. Because so much more than running a business is picking the product and doing the work. It's a lot more with business and numbers and knowing that stuff. And that's what I want to provide, being an optical, installer.
I think that networking is that valuable. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think we all three were going to say the same thing. Having somebody that's local and can give you hands-on experience, because that takes it up even a different level. I mean, if I was installing something and I was having trouble, let's say I was Jody and I'm really stretching this out and I'm having an issue with it. And I mean, you can just call you up and be like, Jason, what am I doing wrong? And you'll tell me what I'm doing that's stupid. And that's, I think, the key to it. And that's the other thing about the training is you're going through it with other people. It's kind of a shared experience. And so you're going through it with other people. And if Jody and I were there and we didn't know each other before and we both went through it, we can see, and I can get a hold of Jody and say, hey, man, look, we were in that training together. What do I do in this situation? Do you remember what Jason said, or do you remember what Kirk said? And that gives you, I know people that have been their lifetime friends now because they were in one training or one, event together. So that's going to be really good. And then,
so I know Rashid's super excited.
Rashid Baker is super excited.
He's like first time to Chicago, and
we got some personalities coming. Like if you're nervous about coming, don't be. We're going to have a good time outside of the event and training. We're going to have a good time. We got great personalities. You immediately become family, and that's kind of a byproduct of these trainings that you don't realize how much you're going to bond with these people and how close you'll get with them friendship wise, because you're sharing the same passion, the same love for what you're doing. And it's like you'll meet some of your best friends at these trainings. I promise you will. And,
and if you don't have a good time at a training with me and Jody and Jason and Kirk and Rashid Baker and Rain Albertson, I mean, come on, man. You put your party pants on, because
and you talk about putting your party pants on, but also put your learning pants on, because I can tell you the lineup of trainers. I've been to Rashid's training. Yeah, Rashid is phenomenal. Rain, phenomenal. Yep. Russ Ermston, phenomenal. Kirk, he's pretty good. And I'm excited because I've seen what Jason's done on Facebook, but I've
heard nothing but good things. But realistically, that's the thing, is this training will be a really good time. And I know that a lot of times, I joke 99.9% of the time, and the other 0.1% of the time I'm lying. But the knowledge you're going to get when we go into a training, I know for myself, it's a different thing. You're on, and it's all about the training. And one of the things that I've seen and one of the things that I noticed when I first met Rain Albertson, I had seen Rain do all kinds of goofy stuff. I'd seen him post some stuff, and I thought, boy, this guy.
That's the thing.
When he's training, that guy is 100%.
It is a different
dedicated
level
to having you learn. And the same with Rashid. And the knowledge, I'm blown away, because the knowledge that's going to be in the room at one time, you could go to any one of those people and train and on any of these subjects, I think. And so it's a really unique opportunity. I know there's a couple people that have gotten a hold of me that really want to go. Jody and I are doing some things. We're trying to help some people get there. If you want to go to this training and you're struggling with something, there you go.
Oh yeah.
The other thing, Mike Rhines, thanks, Mike.
IDA
certifications available.
Josh Pierce
will be proctoring, and
I didn't know Josh Pierce was going to be there. Oh gosh! Now Mike, I don't care about Mike. No, I love you, Mike, but Josh Pierce.
So
you
there's
know,
a
I gotta
ton.
tease the Kirk.
If you want to go to this thing and you're struggling with deciding or whatever, get a hold of one of us and see, how we can make that happen, because this is a really unique opportunity to get a ton of knowledge. This is fire hose training right here. There's a ton of stuff going on.
So I have a question for you, Jason. You've been 22 years. As a trainer, what is the biggest obstacle that you see people bring to a training for themselves?
I'm not. I mean, confidence is a tough part to get over. I see a lot of people who, want to do something but are timid sometimes coming in, and that's what I try to instill with my trainings, to understand what's going on with it. There's a lot to learn within this, and you look at the car wash industry and the detailing industry, and you can break it down pretty simply as like, okay, we're removing dirt from a car, but when you get down to the nitty gritty, there's a lot of information, like what towel do I use, what pad do I use, what compound, and it's information overload with all the different products and tools, and it causes confusion. And so they come in kind of with seeing YouTube and maybe preconceived notions on, I saw this guy do this. And it's a lack of confidence when they come in too. And I also see when people come into training or they start to do anything, especially with PPF or anything film, they always think it's a lot easier than it actually is until they get their hands on it. I hear the same thing. And they say, I thought it was going to be a little bit easier because they saw somebody else who's been doing it for years who makes it look easy. And then they come in and they're like, I just didn't think it was that, especially with PPF training, there's a very low percentage of people who actually, become good installers, because it is just such a skill that is hard to learn. And it takes, lots of practice and repetition to be able to get good at these things. And that's what I like to instill when people come into the trainings. Hey, you can do this. Like, I want to build up your confidence. And I try not to hit them with too much at one time, because you have to start off slow sometimes, and you need to be able to work your way into things, because again, every car is different. So gain a little confidence in one part of whatever we're trying to teach you, and build on that as much as possible. Because I have 2 daughters. I tell them the same thing. I'm like, you can do anything you want, but you have to be dedicated to it. You have to practice. You have to engage in it. You don't expect to try something and give up right away, because it's hard. Yes, it's hard. Everything's hard. Guess what? Just keep on doing it, and it gets easier as you learn it.
That's really
and I think that's really valuable there, because one of the things that people, they get into something, they try it, it should be hard the first time, right? And you can't just expect that you're going to be this natural. Oh, the first time I wrapped a Lamborghini in gold film, it was perfect. I tell you what, we were at Rashid Baker's shop, and we brought in a car to be a demo car. A customer donated the car to let us do some stuff, and it had been wrapped, or PPF, full PPF on a Corvette. And Rain stopped the whole training. He's like, we can't do this. He's like, this car is a mess. There's etching in the PPF. There's cuts where there shouldn't be cuts. We are not touching this car. And it was really wise, because we were the last one that would have touched it, right? And so we called the customer, called the guy that owned the car, and said, hey, this is Brian. He says, man, I've already taken it back to him once. This is the second time they've wrapped it. And so he had to take it back. We ended up calling the film company, not to be named, because everybody has issues. So I'm not going to say what film company it was, but they had to provide full PPF for a brand new Corvette for the 3rd time. Wow! And that's a big lesson to learn. But hey, I think it was great. There was a lot of lessons in that. One, go to a reputable shop that knows what they're doing. 2. Use a company that's got good products. But on the flip side of that,
they support it.
They supported it. And the third thing was the eye of Rain to stop the training and say, we're not doing this. You got to know when to stop and say, I'm not touching this, right?
Yeah, so Kyle Camus says,
Yep.
that's why I'll just run an automotive tint PPF guy, even if I have to subcontract them.
Yeah.
You know, that's important. I mean, if I were a detail business owner, I would definitely offer PPF and film, but I would subcontract it just based on my current experience. That might change over time, but right now I would subcontract it, but I would offer it as a service because I think it provides.
If you're
so much
subcontracted
value.
it out too, and with this networking, to the point of networking, is that you gain some people that you know you can trust.
Yep.
Or you can say, hey, Jason, who's in my area that you know that I can trust to sub this out until I get good enough to do it myself? And then practicing is important. You can practice something the wrong way a long time and be wrong for a long time. The important part is start practicing from a newbie the right way. That way you don't have to go backwards and relearn the task. I think it's important. A lot of people develop bad habits, and bad habits are way harder to break than this learning it right the first time.
Yeah, but if you go to a training, you've also got to be open to there's other ways to do it, right? I mean, you know, Kirk, you and I were at Taten's shop, and I showed you the little razor blade trick on the old paint chips that you knew about, but there were people there that were like, I thought that was a myth. It's not a myth. It's just an extremely dangerous thing to do if you've never done it before. And so you got to be open to new things. But again, you're not going to take a razor blade to fresh paint if you've never done it before on a customer's car. You know,
probably not.
So you got to practice. And I would, without a doubt, even if, like Jody said, if Jody and I owned a detail shop, I would offer B pillars and door cups and headlights tomorrow, because it's a small enough area that I can do it and not be concerned that I'm going to screw something up, right? You can pre-cut some of that stuff. You can put it up there and you can do it in a way that you're not going to cause damage. But yeah, absolutely. I would offer that tomorrow because it's such a good add-on. It's like when people started restoring headlights. I was actually at a shop talking to a guy, and he had me go out in the field with him to a dealership, and we're in the back and he's working on something totally different. And a guy runs out and goes, I just told Mrs. Jones that you guys would do her headlights. How much is that? And he didn't even offer it. And I was like, tell him you'll do it for $65, but he can mark it up. Now they have a contract doing headlights because the service manager gets to mark it up by $25 or whatever he chooses. And he's doing headlights, and he had no idea how to do it. And I showed him how to do it real quick. And I was just like, this is nothing. This is just some wet sanding and polishing and putting something on the end of it to be done with it. But it's also dealership work. They don't expect it to be, you know, ceramic coated and all that stuff. But man, PPF on a headlight, you can do it way easier and faster even than polishing a headlight.
Well, the materials of headlights nowadays are just so subpar. You're seeing, you know, a couple-year-old cars cracking out and fading, UV layers breaking down. So you've got the extra protection in PPF from the get-go. When they're new, just go ahead and put it on there.
You're
going to maintain that headlight that's now costing some are $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 a piece or more, you know, depending on the headlight. So it's even more valuable as a service. We're also doing, you said about detail add-ons, how to up your ticket. That's the kind of idea we're doing with our PDR side of things too. So Lee Roth and I, we're trying to work on kits and techniques just for detailers, not the big scheme of things, but maybe those extra $100, $200 dings that you can get, and you start making that $300, $400 ticket. All of a sudden you're up to 7, 8, 9, 4 digits, and they're already there. So it upsells itself. So
and then on a side note of that, Jody and I are actually going to be going in September to the PDR Expo in Las Vegas. We're going to start trying to
they're going to do
infiltrate that in and put some detailing in there, because it is such a valuable add-on that if you can partner with somebody, learn how to do that. Again, you want to become that all-in-one shop that does it all.
They're going to be doing an intensive detailed training on the Thursday in September 24th. We're going to be there. We have Daryl Wolf from Odor Medicine is going to be there. Keith Duplessis from Barjack Tools is going to be there. It's going to be pretty nice little add-on to that expo, because, you know, like we're seeing, you know, you really, as a business owner, you have to bring the whole slate of services, and you may have to subcontract those. You may have to learn some new skills, but really understanding what your customer needs and providing them has a lot of value. Mike Marine Care, he's actually jumping into the PPF. Finally got PPF at the shop. Practicing on boneyard boats. They sure are some shiny boats in the junkyard now. That's funny. That's funny. And then we got cow can. I still let him or her do it in my
climate controlled clean
air
room.
conditioned climate. Yeah. There you go. But I'm at the point where I need to be working on my business, not in it all the time. Yeah. But I love training on it. I'll learn it as I
did in high-end detailing services slowly over time. And that's a good thing, is to prepare for that. If you remember back, some of us, again, that are men of a certain age, if you remember back 15 or 20 years ago, there was a wheel guy, there was a windshield guy, there was a tint guy, there was a detail guy, there was a ceramic coat guy, and that had to change. The world has changed to where people want kind of an all-in-one. And so for you, Jason, do you focus on automotive, or do you open up automotive, motorcycles, RVs, boats, everything?
Just new cars. That's what I try to do. Protect new cars. I mean, people, their wallets are open when they get a new car. They want to protect it. They want to spend the money. They're fine spending the whatever it is, $2,000, $3,000, $8,000 to do a full car. That's when their wallet's open. So I tend to focus on new car protection.
Yep. So how do you market to that?
Mostly just videos showing people, to do it right, do it from the beginning, and what it can be, surface protection. I try to talk as much about, surface protection as much as possible to get them educated on what it is, whether it's, a dashboard or the interiors of themselves, their skin with window tint and their paint and everything else. So I just try to educate them as much as possible. Obviously, we still do detailing and paint correction and stuff like that. But, I think people can get, myself included, you start to have all these ideas to bring in boats and motorcycles and RVs and everything else. And I honestly think if you niche down a little bit, I always, when I do business trainings, I'm like, if somebody would just be like an EV specialist, and I don't know what you would kind of, there's nothing that special with EVs, but, if you are a mechanic and you have a Porsche, you're going to bring it to the Porsche mechanic. You're not going to go to the general mechanic. Usually you want to go to somebody specific for whatever service you're doing. And it's tough too. There's so many different surfaces on boats and RVs and stuff too. And if you can do it all, that's great. I think you work up to that and build up to that. But I think kind of trying to, stay into one thing, you get really good at that, and then you become the expert in that. And again, like the window tint guy, the ceramic coated guy, hey, you're the guy that you go to with these specific types of things or services or cars.
Well, and I like that philosophy, because I look at what Mike Marine Care is doing. I mean, he is niched down into boats. In his community, he is the boat guy. You look at Rasheed Baker. He is niched down into boats. Now he's learning PPF, but it's PPF for boats, right? And so he's expanding, but it's all around his niche.
I think it's interesting, and I use him as an example all the time just because of his physical location. But Jamie Buchanan, and like I said before, he's got 3 separate buildings. Each of those buildings has a purpose, and the people that work in those buildings with Jamie have a specific purpose. He has his dealership guys, he has his normal customer maintenance guys, and then he has his ceramic coating people, VIP services. That is, to me, if you expand that out, if I were going to build a business and I was going to try to do everything, I would literally have a PPF guy. I would have a detailing guy. I would have a motorcycle guy, because when you go to each of these little niches have their own people, right? Boat people love boat people. Hot rod guys love hot rod guys. The Corvette guys love the Corvette guys. So not that I would break it down by automotive type, but if you want to have a motorcycle business, you need to have some motorcycle knowledge. You need to be a motorcycle guy, right? And I think that is, so many people want to get into it and be all things to all people, but you do have to draw a line somewhere, because you can drag yourself out and just be completely overwhelmed. RV people and boat people are insane. I don't know where you guys get the energy, but an RV or a boat that's a day-long project. It's insanity.
It's its own business for sure.
Yeah, I've told Nathan Warren all the time. I'm like, dude, you have some kind of special kind of crazy, because getting in and out of a boat 147 times to clean the damn thing is insane. I need like an airlift to take me up and down. My legs get tired. So, but I think that's why it's important to go with where you're kind of naturally drawn, what your passions are. And I absolutely would be with Jody 100%. He would not be doing PPF. He would have somebody do it as a contractor or a partner or an employee, because his expectations of what it looks like when it's done, he doesn't feel confident to do that.
It's like knowing your strengths. We often hear people, oh man, you need to work on this. You need to work on this. And I'm like, lean into your strengths, lean into your gifts. Yeah. And rely on people, Kirk, that can help you with computer stuff, right? Kirk is not the computer guy. He's not the tech guy. I'm not the PPF guy. And recognizing and being humble enough to go, you know what? Yeah. That's not my strength. It's not my skill. But I have a network of people, whether they're on my team or they're within my circle, that I can rely on. Dude, you will win all day when you have that kind of mindset.
Really handy. Yeah, no, it's really handy.
And the trainings are where you learn that stuff. Go to the trainings. It's very, very inexpensive to go to a training and work on somebody else's stuff that they're insured and they have the knowledge and everything, right? When you go to a training and there's 14 junkyard hoods, you're not going to hurt it.
Yeah.
Just go tear it up and learn and see if it's something you want to do or you can do or you have the desire to improve those skills. And if you don't, then don't. Yeah. At least it's, no harm, no foul. You've spent a little bit of money. Send to your employees. How many people do you guys know that the owner of the company goes to the training and then goes back and goes, oh, I'll train my employees. Send to your people. Get them.
Billy Smith is really good about that. He brings the whole team. So yeah. I want to be considerate of Jason's time. He's super busy. Kirk, I'm not sure what he does all day, but so we have this 3-day training event. It's at Jason Otterson's car wholesale.
Otterness, isn't it? Otterness. Yeah.
Otterness, yeah.
Otterness, sorry.
He also owns.
You can call me whatever you want. I don't mind.
No. So any last thoughts? So Jason Otterness with Car Supplies Warehouse, phenomenal trainer, detalers the Roundtable. Yes, phenomenal trainer. I will admit it. Kirk Evans.
Kirk Evans is one of the best trainers that I have seen. I would say that. I
tease him a lot, but he is a really good trainer.
Thank you. And so is everybody that's going to be there. This is really, we do a lot of stuff where we promote a lot of trainings, but one of the reasons that we're involved with the Detailers of the Roundtable and with these guys is because we have some top-notch trainers in there that really give a shit about you learning and expanding your business. I can't say enough about it. So
any last thoughts? So it's August the 20th, 21st, to the 22nd at Jason's shop.
Yep. I think if you're on the edge or thinking about coming, it's one of those things where we are in an awesome industry, and being able to come, this is an experience. And whether you think, this class is for anybody. It's not just for somebody who's thinking about getting into the business or who's just starting. If you've been running your business for a while and want to add some of these products on or want to talk to somebody about business, you're going to get some value out of this. And it's going to be one of those memories that you keep with you. And for me, anytime I go to an event, whether it's MTE, SEMA, or a different training, you meet people, you talk to them, and it's a special feeling when you walk away. When I leave a training class, I leave more motivated, more excited. I come back with new energy, and it just you may be leaving your shop for a couple days, but the months afterwards are so much more productive, and you have that energy behind yourself, and it's really truly unique and special, especially if you've never been to a class, or if you've been to them, you kind of know that feeling. Just come out, hang out with us, learn something. We'll probably plan on going down to downtown Chicago, get into some trouble doing something down there.
Pizza, baby. Eat some pizza.
Yes,
All
definitely
right,
some
Kirk.
Chicago pizza.
Kirk, any last thoughts from you, brother?
No, I'm excited. You guys got me hyped up about the training we're running.
Yep. No, we're doing it. We're doing it. So we are going to be there. If you have any questions, I got a couple of pings on my phone during there. If you didn't see the link, or if you have other questions about it, get a hold of any of the four of us.
Yeah.
We'd be more than happy to help you out. And yeah, just get a hold of us. Let's figure out what we can do to get some people there. I know there's a couple people that are on the fence about going. You should just go and
Go.
you
I
will
promise you,
never regret
will be
going to a
worth-
training of this level.
It will
ever,
be
ever.
worth
You'll kick
your
yourself if
time.
you don't come, because there's going to be videos and pictures online, and you're like, man, I wish I was there.
Yeah. So, well, thank you guys so much for tapping in this special edition. I know Jason has his trainings tomorrow. That's why we moved it today on a Wednesday. It's unusual for us. So next week we'll be on our regularly scheduled time, Thursday. I'm not sure who the guest
I'm trying
is.
to look at the calendar because I may be in.
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
be.
be
You're
in-
gonna be in
I'm gonna be at
Rupes.
the
You're gonna be at
Rupes Training
Rupes
Center.
with Paolo.
So I'll be there with Paolo Essentia, and it's packed.
Yeah.
The reason you haven't seen any kind of advertising on
It's
this,
full.
it's full. There's no
Yeah.
seats available.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be at that next week.
Yeah.
And then Jody's going to be
And
on.
I double booked myself,
Yep, and
and
then,
so I will
the
be at an AC/DC concert. So.
Whoops.
And everybody, go out and play some music really loud. Today is
Yes.
the 1 year anniversary of Ozzy Osbourne passing away.
Oh,
If you're
dude.
not a metalhead, he's influenced so many people. So
Oh gosh,
special shout out to anybody who's an Ozzy fan. And
Yeah.
I didn't realize today, dude.
Today's the
All
day.
right. I know what my playlist is going to
Yep.
be. A little Black Sabbath and Ozzy.
Well, you guys
Osbourne.
enjoy and take tomorrow off, because we did tomorrow's job today. So
That's right. Well, I
so-
won't be taking tomorrow off, but I will be
Yeah.
doing other things. So
Well, thank
y'all
you
have
guys.
a great time. Thanks for tuning in. Do
Yeah,
not forget
you
to
guys.
go out and share, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff so that these two idiots can keep doing this.
Yep, and we will check you next week.